to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Dash a Bit Weird.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 5th of November, 2014. I can't believe it is November already. This year has passed so quickly. And this is episode 113. We're recording a little later in the day because Damaris has been busy. So we're going to try to get all this in so we can get it started processing so we can get the episode to you on time. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you. To all of our returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Damaris, we have some people who have joined our group and introduced themselves, so why don't you give them a shout out?
Okay. Tammy, who is My Destiny from Montreal, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence, who is Lolacha from Paris, France. And Anne-Marie, who is Pixie Chick Knits from New Hampshire.
So welcome to the three of you. So Damaris, if somebody is not a member of a Ravelry group, what should they do?
Join.
And then what should they do?
Introduce yourself in our introduction thread, and you'll get a shout out on our next episode.
Yep, it's that simple. All right, well, we have a few things to talk about today, so are you ready?
Yep.
All right, well, let's get started.
And now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
So Damaris, what is on your needles?
Fingerless gloves. I finished the cuff for the second one, and I'm starting on the hand.
Well, that's very good. What yarn are you using?
King Cold Merino Blend 4-ply in the black colorway.
What size needles are you on?
US 2's 2.75 millimeters.
Okay, and do you want to mention the pattern or just reference the show notes?
Just reference the show notes.
Okay, because you're using a couple patterns to kind of put it together. So I can't remember, how long do you need to do the hand before you start the fingers?
I don't know the exact measurement.
Can you approximate?
I don't know.
Like, but you have to start you have to do the gusset at some point, right?
Yeah.
So you shouldn't do very much of the hand before you do the gusset, right?
No.
Probably about an inch and a half maybe?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I'm guesstimating. So by this time next week, hopefully you'll have the fingers all done and you'll be started on the, whatchamacallit?
Yeah.
What's it called?
I don't know.
Duplicate stitch.
Yeah.
Embroidery stuff. Yeah, well that's good. Has there been anything else on your needles this week?
No.
No. It's been an insane week for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess let's talk about what's on my needles. So first up, in my lovely Doctor Who bag, is Super Secret Project. This is for the Doctor Who Companion Sock Club 2nd edition, and I am finishing up the second pattern in that collection. I'm very close to being done. I have, what did I just say? I think I have 15 rows of pattern and then the 12 rows of the cuff on the second sock, and I'll be done with it. So I'm trying to get that done. Next up, I have just some plain vanilla socks for me. The yarn is Lal Bear Bounce Sock 4-ply in the Coneflower colorway. These are my autumnal socks. I'm doing these on US 1.5 2.5 mil needles on my 9-inch 23 centimeter Zoom circulars. So I really love how the yarn is pooling. Isn't that fabulous? So I finished I think last week I only just was like, I cast on, but I don't think I had done very much. So I finished the foot, did fish lips kiss. Ooh, I think, which way is it?
I don't know.
Fish lips kiss, I think. You know what I'm talking about. I did that heel. And now I am working on the leg. And these are my autumnal socks. And they are fabulous. I am loving them. And then the third thing, this is a brand new project on my needles. I am working on my Nanny Swimo sweater. So if you don't know what Nanny Swemo is, it is National Knit a Sweater in a Month, and it is inspired by the NaNoWriMo, National Write a Novel in a Month. And you're supposed to write a novel of 50,000 words or more. So Nanny Swemo, you're supposed to knit a sweater of 50,000 stitches or more. So I'm knitting the Miranda by Josie Paquin. Is that how you would say that? Paquin. I'm sorry if I messed it up. That's who did it. The Miranda. And I'm using Brigantia Luxury Yarn Aran in the Chartreuse colorway. Yes, I'm aware it is not one of my normal colors, but when it called to me for 9 months saying, I want to be a Miranda for you, I had to obey. So I have finished day 4 of Nanny Swemo. And as of the end of day 4, I was over 10,000 stitches, and I've done 130 grams of yarn. So each of these cakes, you can see there's some more up there, and there's actually more like behind. Each of these cakes is 100 grams. I needed like 7.06 or something skeins, so I just bought 8. So I finished one full skein and 30% of this skein. So I am ahead of track. I'm doing well. So here is what I have done. There is a mistake in it, and I'm not going back to correct it. It will just have to stay. So cast on and did the ribbing, and the cable pattern has started. And I looked at it last night before I went to bed. I think I'm 18 rows till I will split the sleeves. And I will be doing just short sleeves on this, so after 18 rows I'll be binding off the sleeves and then just continuing down. This cable pattern continues all the way down the front onto a kangaroo pocket thing. And then I'm also going to add the hood. So there is my sweater, and it's keeping me busy, and I'm ready to be done recording so I can work on it some more.
Now going to talk about her finished project.
Yes, I just have one. I have my weekly preemie hat. This is number 32 for the year. And this is from my top-down preemie hat pattern, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. I did this on US 6's 4mm needles, and this yarn is Bluebonnet Fibers in the Somebody to Love colorway. This was hand spun for me by Rebecca Engineers Falcon from the Fiber and Dice podcast. And I knit the Tin Can Knits pattern Gothic Lace Cowl out of it, and then I just had a little bit left, so I knit this hat, and I love how the color changed like just at the ribbing. That was not planned. I just was knitting, and I just have a tiny bit of this left. I'll probably use it like as a stripe on a preemie hat because there's not enough of it to knit a whole nother hat. So there's an adorable little hat, and that's my FO for the week. So let's move on. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, right? Hasn't it become your favorite?
Sure.
Yeah, see, I told you. Yummies. Damaris, what are yummies?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. So, this turned out to be a yummy, but it started out not as a yummy. If you follow me on Instagram and Twitter and all that, you've probably already seen this, but the Hubs had been sick a couple of weeks ago, and went to see our GP, and they told him he was just coming off the end of a chest infection, and just to, wait it out unless there was some kind of changes. So Friday morning, when he got up, he was having a real heaviness in his chest, which is what he had been experiencing the week before, and it had kind of subsided. But then he started having heart palpitations, and his hands went numb. And that kind of freaked us out. And so Damaris was actually babysitting, so she wasn't even here. So I took him to the A&E, which is the emergency room for our U.S. viewers. And they saw him within, I think we said in the waiting room, maybe 3 minutes. They do not take chest pain lightly, so they got him back and had him hooked up to the heart machines within 5 minutes of us arriving. And they did all the heart tests, they did blood work, they did, no, they did all kinds of stuff, and didn't find any heart problems. They said it's just still the lingering remnants of the chest infection. So, and that he would just have to wait it out. But it kind of scared us, but then it turned out okay because they said, there's nothing wrong with your heart, which definitely put us at ease. So, it turned out to be good that he's okay, but yeah, it was kind of scary. I actually knit a good portion of this sock sitting in the hospital with him because it was the only thing keeping me sane because I was quite worried. So, that turned out to be yummy. This next one's not really a yummy, but it's an experience, so I thought I should talk about it. So, was that Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay, so Saturday, we have a small group of friends here in Edinburgh. I think we all attend the same church, don't we?
Yeah.
I think so. So we get together once a month for brunch, all of us, including all the kids. Damaris is the only older kid, and the rest of them, I think, are 3 and under.
Mm-hmm.
So she enjoys kind of playing with all of them while the adults kind of do some talking and everything. And then we also meet separately. The women have a night out once a month, and the guys have a night out once a month. So anyway, it was brunch time for the small group on Saturday. And so we went to one of their houses, and they had haggis, which if you don't know what haggis is, I don't even know if I can explain it. It is a
Scottish staple.
That's exactly the words I was trying to think of. And I had sworn I was not going to try it. What I should do in the show notes is put a link to the Wikipedia page so you can go read about it if you want. I took one tiny, small bite of it. It was not horrible, but it will not be something that I eat on a regular basis. Oh, so I can now say I have tried haggis. Okay, next up. We're trying to make our family into a gaming family. I got Settlers of Catan for my birthday, and we've played that several times. And so we were in the store one day this week picking up something else, and I saw they had Skip-Bo. So we bought it. We'd played this before. It had been a number of years, though. So one day, I can't remember what day it was, you were gone. Anyway, one day she was gone, and so the hubs and I played a couple of games of Skip-Bo. I beat him by a huge margin the first game. The second game, he beat me by 1 card. I was ready to go out, and he went out. He still had like 5 cards or something in his stack, and they just happened to all fall right into place, and so he played like those last 5 when I was ready to play my 1 to win, so he beat me the second one. So, we got to get Damaris to play at some point. Yeah, Skip-Bo. It's fun. We liked it. Oh, a pattern. Do you want to say what the pattern is? And I'm going to put the picture up on the screen of it.
It's called How Come That Blood by Adam Kaczynski.
Yes. And he's having a kind of birthday celebration type thing.
Yeah.
So, like, he's giving away a coupon code to people who buy the pattern to give it to someone for free. But I also, because I linked it in the show notes that I was working on earlier, waiting for Damaris to get home. And he's also got a thing on there where you can use different coupon codes to purchase it for reduced price. And then I guess he's Ravelry messaging the people who buy it to get out a coupon code. Anyway, we found out about this from Eileen, who is Lean Nurse. She gave me the coupon code, and so I downloaded the pattern. It looks pretty cool. It's really neat. So it's been on the screen here. Hope you liked it. So, link to that in the show notes. quickly I will say, it has now been 10 days since I bought yarn. I'm actually living vicariously through some of the ladies from our small group, because there's, how many of us are there? Is there 6?
Approximately
You, me,
7.
No, I think 6.
7.
I think there's 6. I'm not trying to say their names out loud. I think there's 6 of us, and 4 of us knit. Right?
I don't know.
I think 4 of us knit and 2 don't, but they want to know how. So they're coming over next Tuesday night. And we're going to teach the 2 who don't know how to knit. And I'm trying to convince all of them to come to the Geeky Puff and Knit Palooza retreat as well next year. Anyway, so we've been emailing about patterns and stuff and what kind of yarn they needed and everything, because we're going to just start with like a simple baby hat. And the 2 of them were going shopping today with one of the other ladies who is a knitter to get yarn and needles. And I'm emailed and I was like, "What did you get? I want to see. I have to live vicariously through you because I'm not buying yarn right now. What did you get?" I haven't heard back yet. They may still be buying yarn. They may have, spelled the yarn fumes and are overwhelmed and haven't bought the yarn yet because it's just so. All right, I have now, calmed down about the yarn fumes. Oh, so much beauty.
Okay.
So, why don't we talk about GGK Crafty Pad?
Okay.
So that people post pictures of yarn there too.
I know.
Why don't you tell them about GGK Crafty Pad? I can't even say it because I'm so overwhelmed by the yarn fumes.
You take a look at our prompt for the day.
Yes.
And you take a picture related to it and you post it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorite photos from Instagram.
And what is our theme this month? Yarn fumes?
No.
Oh.
What did we do for that? Like vinegar? Bleach?
Die. Not die. Die.
No, our theme is thankfulness.
Yes, because in the States, Thanksgiving is in November. And we know not everybody watching is from the States, but you can still be thankful. Yep. So, yeah. So what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Okay, so here come the photos. Okay, so those were the pictures. Sorry, we had like a whole conversation in between us saying, "Here come the pictures," and now. So I forgot that I was supposed to say, "Oh, those were the pictures." We hope you enjoyed them. Congrats to those that were favorites this week. It is so hard to choose. There's so many amazing pictures. Anyway, okay, let's talk about upcoming events. You want to start?
Every Monday night we go to one of our local knitting clubs, the Town Mass Knitting Club.
Well, not every Monday night, but most Monday nights. We did not make it this week. We didn't talk about this earlier. You had a massive babysitting job this week. How many hours did you end up babysitting? Like 25?
Yeah.
It was Friday, Monday, Tuesday,
Not
Wednesday.
all at once.
Not all at once, no.
25 hours at once.
No, so you did like 6 hours or something on Friday, and then all day Monday, and then half a day yesterday and half a day today. With how old is he? 1?
I think.
Yeah, maybe just a little older than 1-year-old. Good times. So she's a little bit like.
What is real?
Mm-hmm. And you didn't get a whole lot of knitting time this week because of that.
Yeah.
And
What is real?
I watched a lot of TV because of that. Because she was gone and I was here by myself. I feel like going, hi, I'm Mama. Who are you? Nice to meet you.
I'm frazzled.
Oh, nice to meet you. Have we ever met before? Do I know you?
I thought you were going to make a dad joke. Like, hi, frazzled. I'm Mom.
What are we supposed to be talking about?
The Edinburgh Yarn Festival.
Oh, the Edinburgh Yarn Festival, yes. Here it is, Edinburgh Yarn Festival.
All in one neat little package.
You know, I could be like,
No.
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 What is in the envelope? See, I dropped it on the floor. Edinburgh Yarn Festival is in March. It said on the card, and I don't remember. March 14th and 15th here in Edinburgh. Thus the name Edinburgh Yarn Festival. And we will be there. And we will at some point be in the podcaster lounge. But primarily we will be in the booth
Okay.
that Sam of Knit Run Dig Project Bags and I are sharing with my Java Pearl Designs and her bags. So we will be there both days. So if you're coming, we'd love to see you. And finally, Geeky Puffin Knit Palooza. So this is a retreat here in Edinburgh, October 29th, I keep saying the 28th, but it's the 29th. October 29th, 2015 through Sunday, November 1st, 2015. So yesterday, Sam and I had a video chat. We had to fight with technology. It was fun. But we were able to talk about quite a few things. We are tying up the last little loose ends. We had to get price quotes on some things and things like that. So we are going to chat again Thursday, November the 20th. And unless there is some kind of major catastrophe between now and then, we will announce the prices for the retreat on the 21st of November. And hopefully at that time we will also be able to post the vendor application because we will be having a vendor market on that Saturday morning for the retreat attendees and then in the afternoon where it'll be open to the general public. And the plan is for the retreat attendee sign-ups to start on the 1st of December. We are doing our very best to keep the costs down while still having some amazing surprises for y'all. We looked at, we've been looking at fabric for goodie bags. We've decided on colorways for the exclusive colorway of yarn. There'll be 2. You'll get a choice. We have lots of surprises coming. And we're really, really excited about it. We almost have everything done with the teachers so that we can officially announce all that. Yeah, so things are coming together. Thanks for your patience as we deal with all these little things that you don't think about necessarily. So in the meantime, come join the Ravelry group, the Geeky Puffin Knit Palooza Ravelry group. We also have a website, geekypuffinknitpalooza.blogspot.co.uk. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and we will have more news for you in a couple of weeks. All right, I think that's it for Yummies.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the next segment.
Now we're going to talk about what we're reading and watching.
So what are you... Sorry. Damaris, what are you reading?
The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain.
And how much of this book have you now read?
A quarter.
Wow. Is it a really long book?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. It's been too many years since I've read it.
It's about 300 pages or something,
Okay.
I think.
All
I've
right.
still got a couple of units to go in school before I have to have it all read.
Okay.
So, I wouldn't read it again, I don't think.
Okay. That's all right. Well, are you reading anything else?
Yes! Well,
Somebody pick me up off the floor.
You're not on the floor.
Somebody pick me up off the couch.
No, you have to stay sitting down.
What are you reading?
Well, do you read a comic book? It's mostly pictures.
Yes, you read comic books.
Okay. Or do you observe it from a distance?
Osmosis? Do you put it on your forehead
Osmosis.
and let it soak in?
I have absorbed the knowledge.
I have absorbed the knowledge. I know who you are. I know who the evil villain is.
What? That makes no sense.
So what comic book have you been reading?
House of M by Brian Michael Bendis.
Yes.
And I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea for this to be the first X-Men comic I read, because it's so sad. It's so sad.
I'm sorry. I haven't read any of it, so I can't make a comment. I don't know.
The twins.
I'm sorry.
That's it. That's oh.
Okay. So is there more in this series?
I don't know. I can't remember, because I thought I just got the first volume. I thought it was like a really long series. But I don't know, because the one I just finished, it made it seem like it was the end, but it was very sad.
So we need to do some research?
Yeah.
Okay, we will do that. Okay.
Wanda.
Sorry. Do you have anything else you want to say about what you're reading? It's okay.
Charles.
Oh dear. It's all right, baby. It's okay. Mwah. It'll be okay.
My new favorite thing is Logan calling Professor X nicknames for Charles, like Chuck and Charlie, because that's what he does. It's my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
That's what he does.
That's craziness. All right, anything else you want to say about your comic books?
Pietro, why?
I have no idea what she's talking about.
You should read it.
In my spare time, I'll get right on that. Mm-hmm. Okay, can I talk about what I'm reading?
Yeah.
Okay. I finished my, another book. I finished my nonfiction book number 18 for the year. I don't know what my goal is going to be next year, because I only had a goal of 12 this year, and I'm on it. I finished 18 already.
24.
Oh, the TV show? That's a good one with Kiefer
No.
Sutherland.
No.
So I finished reading 24/6, A Prescription for a Healthier, Happier Life by Matthew Sleeth. Parts of it were good, parts of it were, but yeah, I finished reading it. The title doesn't really describe it like it should. It's a book about Sabbath and taking time to rest. So I have now picked up another nonfiction book to start reading, which I'm fairly certain I read most, if not all of this before, but it has been several years. So I want to reread it because I really love her writing. So I am about to start reading The Gifts of Imperfection, Let Go of Who You Think You're Supposed to Be and Embrace Who You Are by Brene Brown. And I really, really like her writings. I met her when we lived in Houston, and I really, really like her a lot. And then, fiction-wise, I am still rereading the Outlander series and adding in all the novellas and such. So I am still rereading Voyager. I think I'm getting really close to the end of it, though. I would be surprised if I don't finish it tonight. So, and then I'll be diving into the Lord John books, or some of them at least. So, that's what I'm reading. All right, so we're ready to talk TV. So you want to start with the first couple?
We're rewatching Season 8 of Stargate SG-1 and Season 1 of Stargate Atlantis.
We didn't get to watch very much this week with you being in and out.
Yes.
So we're also rewatching Season 5 of Gilmore Girls and Season 3 of Lois and Clark. But I think we maybe watched one Gilmore Girls, and that was about it because you've been gone during the day so much. So we have not watched very much of it. Anything to say on any of those four?
No.
No? Okay. There was just the Funny Clips episode on Stargate where the guy is having Jack's memories. Oh, gosh. And so there was flashbacks to all kinds of stuff. So, all right. So I finished watching Season 3 of Scandal. Holy crap. Yeah. And season 4 is airing right now, but I decided I want to just marathon it, so I'm going to wait till season 4 ends and then marathon it.
Man, I'll have to wait.
So I'll have to wait till, like, late spring before I can marathon it. Which means I'll probably have to rewatch, like, the last episode or 2 of season 3 before I start that. So, since I finished that, I started another show. I am watching Everwood, which is a drama about a very famous doctor, surgeon, whose wife dies in a car accident, and he takes their teenage son and grade school age daughter from, I believe they were in New York City, and they moved to Everwood, Colorado, and he practices medicine there in this little small town. So I have watched half of season 1 already because Damaris hasn't been home, so I've been marathoning Everwood.
You're welcome.
I've watched 12 episodes of Everwood in the last week while I've been knitting, so I'm enjoying it thus far. And then the hubs and I are watching season 3 of Rizzoli and Isles, and it's been good. We like it. So, I guess do you want to talk NCIS or do you want me to? Me? Okay. So we watched episode 12.6, Parental Guidance Suggested, and Love is in the Air, everywhere I look around. So Tony's former partner from before he was even with NCIS was in this episode, and there seems to be some sparks there. And they talked about Tony and Ziva in this episode and how she left. It was very sad. And then also Bishop and McGee's Halloween costumes. They were quite humorous. I was kind of sad because we really didn't see Abby's Halloween costume this year, did we? No, which is sad because Abby always has the best. So because of the election, there was not a new episode last night. So the next new episode is next week, 12.7, The Searchers. And then we have NCIS New Orleans, that the hubs and I are watching season 1 of as it airs. Okay, it's your turn now. I can knit.
Yeah. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 2.6, A Fractured House. Okay, so we saw Ward's older brother.
Which is the guy from White Collar, who was also in... Which show were we watching?
Everwood.
Oh, he was in Everwood as well. It was like in 3 places all at once. And of course they're not at the same time because... Anyway, I was like, oh, I know him. Not really know him. I You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
Damaris, talk about S.H.I.E.L.D., would you please? Do you have anything else to say about it? I can't think of anything else either. Ward. So there's not a new episode last night, so what's next week's episode going to be?
Next week's episode is 2.7, The Writing on the Wall.
Spooky. Was it this episode, the last, House Divided, was that the one where the guy had the writing all over his body tattooed on?
Yeah.
That was kind of weird. Okay. And then Hubs and I are watching Person of Interest. We watched episode 4.6, Pretenders, and I thought for just a minute that they were going to...
time it?
I should have. That they were going to give Harold a love interest.
You should, like, time
But then
things.
we found out she's involved with Samaritan. Samaritan's the bad computer
I
program.
know. That is ironically named.
Yes. Oh, I was like, oh, Harold's going to have a love interest. And then I was sorely disappointed. I wanted to cry. Next episode was not on last night. Next week, 4.7, Honor Among Thieves. Okay, your turn.
We're watching season 10 of Criminal Minds as it airs.
I can't remember which one it was this last week. Yeah, I watched too much Everwood. I don't know. I guess it didn't really speak to us. It didn't impact us very much. So, okay, and the next one?
Elementary 3.1, Enough Nemesis to Go Around.
So your show finally came back.
Yes, it did.
I don't like the girl.
You're being very judgmental. It's just been one episode.
But she's not Joan.
So, we can still like her.
No.
Clara isn't Amy, but we still like her.
But Amy is gone. Joan is still there. Why do we have to have another, I don't know what her name is.
Kitty.
Why do we have to have her?
Because she's cool.
No, I want Joan.
We can have both.
No, Joan.
Yes.
Joan.
She's being very judgmental of Kitty. And I'm just like, stop.
We need Joan.
I like Kitty.
Joan and Sherlock.
I like, and...
No, Sherlock and Watson.
No, that's weird. It's not Sherlock and Watson. That is... No, it's Holmes and Watson or Sherlock and Joan.
Or Sherlock...
Kitty and Clyde can hang out. How about that?
Clyde was in the episode!
Yes.
He's adorable.
Kitty and Clyde can hang out.
What's the next episode?
3.2, the 5 orange pips with a Z.
Yep, so we'll see what happens. Alright, we are also watching Bones Season 10. Oh, it was the one at the convention. And what's his name that had cancer? It was back. Yeah. I can't think what his name is. Wendell, yeah, he was back. And then the husband and I are watching Big Bang Theory Season 8. I can't remember what happened. Yeah, I've watched too much Everwood, so it has like clouded everything else I've watched. We're watching Season 5 of Haven. Damaris is ready to axe it off the list.
Yes.
So
you're like, no.
I'm trying to hold out in the hopes that things are going to get better. But I don't think they are. And then we're watching Once Upon a Time Season 4. The lady from Lost is evil. And wiping out people's memories.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. She was lost. How come she's being evil now? Downton Abbey Series 5.
Things.
Yeah, they've got... Edith has moved back home and the baby's going to be with her. She's like taking custody of the baby and going to raise the baby but not tell other than the few people that know that she's the real mother. But you know it's going to get out. Somebody's going to say. Yeah. And then NCISLA Season 6. Oh, it was the one with, what's his name?
That guy.
He's played by LL Cool J.
Sam?
No, Sam Callan. What's the other guy's name? I know you're shouting it at me right now. I don't know.
Owen?
I don't know. I have no clue. Anyway, he was falsely somebody set him up to make it seem like he had murdered somebody, but he really hadn't. Hannah, that's his name. So they had to clear him and all that jazz. It's getting dark outside. And it is only 4:13 in the afternoon. And this is not as bad as it gets. When winter is fully here, we only have about 4 or 5 hours of sunlight every day. So, yeah, fun times. All right, so let's talk about the Doctor.
Are you wanting me to say it?
Yes.
Doctor Who 8.11 Dark Water.
I was trying to make it funny. Let's talk about the Doctor. What's the name of the show?
Doctor
It was supposed to be a question. Let's talk about the Doctor.
What?
No! You say it.
No. I already said Doctor Who 8.11 Dark Water.
You're not making my joke work. It was funny. I said, let's talk about the Doctor, and you were supposed to say, Doctor Who? It would have been funny.
But I don't say it like that normally.
I know, but it was going to be a funny joke.
I didn't know what you wanted me to do. Why don't you say the things that you told me to write?
Yeah, I told you to write a lot of things on this one. So I thought it was very ironic that the beginning mirrored the Angels Take Manhattan. episode.
Explain how.
Okay, because it was both in a park, and everything was good on both ends. You know, they're having the picnic with Amy and the doctor and Rory, and in the episode that we just, what's his name? Danny. I'm sorry, I'm not retaining names right now. So Danny's on the phone with Clara and they're talking and she loves him and everything, and then everything goes wrong. You know, Amy and Rory get sent back in time. Danny dies. It was very emotional.
Surprise!
I am wondering if Missy orchestrated Danny's death.
No.
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think
She's
so.
conniving. She's evil. The best line, bar none, of the entire series thus far. Series 8, I'm speaking of. Do you really think I care for you so little that betraying me would make a difference? OMG. That line. OMG. I don't remember what the next one's about.
Her eyes, because she was crying.
Oh, she was crying. How do you do that anyway? It's like they inflate. And then you want to talk about the next one?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, all in 3W. Yeah, it's not a circular girlfriend. It's just the Cyberman eye, the little tear duct.
But it looks like the base of Gallifreyan circle writing.
But it's Cyberman eyes, and they're crying.
Yes, they're crying. Because Missy is short for mistress, because she could not continue being called the master because she's a woman. So she is the master, the mistress, Missy. And the whole kissing, weird, twisted obsession thing when she was kissing the doctor, yeah, that was bizarre. She's very obsessed with the doctor. Yeah. All right, you have anything else to say about this episode?
No.
All right, what's the next episode?
8.12, Death in Heaven.
And it is the end of Series 8. It's the finale for Series 8.
Mm-hmm.
And, we didn't talk about that Danny has the choice of whether to delete himself.
Yeah.
That's how that episode ended. All right, that's it for TV.
And now we're going to talk about our artistic autumnal cowl.
But we will say, Damaris just turned on our overhead light because we had gotten really, really dark with the sun going down. It might be making us too, you tell us in the show notes. We will do our best to try to record earlier in the day, but like I said, Damaris has been babysitting, and she walked in the door, and within 5 minutes we started recording. So we will do our best to try to record earlier in the day whenever possible. Okay, let's talk about the cowl. So this started on September 1st and runs through November 30th. You could not have started your projects before September 1st, and then you have to finish them no later than November 30th. It's for anything that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us is related to autumn. If you need a reason to fall back on, if you can't think of anything else, you crafted it in the autumn. And that'll work for us. We have some prizes. We have pattern donations by Eileen, who is Leaner, Eileen, who is Wisconsin Knitter, and Liz, who is Ellie Jellybean. And then we'll also pull something from our bag of prizes to include. And the hashtag is GGKAAK. Yeah. So Damaris, why don't you shout out to the gazillions of FOs this week?
A Whole Lot of Knitting ×2, Andy, Angie's Hip, Apple 380, AZ Knitwit ×2, Bindi J ×3, Britter the Knitter ×2, CJ Bullion ×2, Dancing Geek ×2, Denise Chang, Eleanor Gamgee ×3, Evil Twin 2, Fairy Dust 90, Ayana ×2, I Love My iPad, Inky Minky 184 ×2, Cat Wings, Leoline, Leaner ×4, El McCall ×2, Marsha TF, May G ×2, Orkin Vander ×3, Phoenix Fire, Rose Bob ×4, RS Island times 4, Stabe 55, Stumpy 01, and Zlater times 2.
Holy crap, that was a lot. Way to go, you guys. Keep working on those projects and get them posted in the FO thread. On to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us a question and we answer it.
Yes, so what is this week's question, Damaris?
This week's question comes from Desi72, who is Dixie from Alabama. And
Yes.
it's for you.
Yes.
And she asks, have you been listening to the audio podcast for Outlander? If so, what do you think about the last little bit of episode 108 where the guy is talking about the question the audience is asking, what happens? The answer, well, I know. When people do things like that, it makes me want to beat them with a wet noodle.
Okay, so let me start by saying Outlander is not child-friendly. This is an adult-only TV show and podcast and book series. Now that we've got that out of the way. Yes, I have been listening to the podcast episodes with the episodes. I had gotten really busy and did not ever listen to the... I had watched episode 8, but I hadn't listened to the podcast episode. So when I saw that this was this week's question, I took the time to rewatch episode 8 and listen to the podcast episode. I'm finding it really interesting, the stuff they're talking about. I really like the podcast episodes better where his wife is also on with him. Because the guy that is doing the podcast episodes is the producer of the show.
E.B.
I can't think what his name is.
More.
Yeah, he also produced Battlestar Galactica. And his wife is the costume designer. And so when they are both on the podcast, I find it much more interesting because we're getting, two opinions on the matter. But yeah, I agree. It was kind of irking when he was like, well, I know what happened. And we kind of all know what happened if we've read the book. But yeah, they change things for TV. I agree. The wet noodle thing. Yeah. I say that quite often, actually, don't I?
Yes.
I say things about, I'm going to beat you with a wet noodle.
It's not actually that threatening.
It is if I threaten you with 37 gazillion wet noodles.
Are you drowning me in them or something?
We're going to knit you an evening gown with wet noodles. Just in case you get hungry while you're out at your special event.
That's what the food is there for, not my clothing. What special event am I going to?
I don't know. I was just trying to make something up.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yes, I have been listening. I'm excited for it to come back. We have too long to wait until April for it to come back. Did I answer the question?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm so like, woo. So if they have a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask If Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
And then we'll answer it. So thank you to Dixie. I'm sorry, I knew your rad name and I couldn't think of your real name. Thank you, Dixie, for the question. Hope that was enlightening for you. Or at least gave you a good laugh. So, all right, let's move on to the next segment.
It's time for another giveaway.
Yes, we love to give away things. So, what are we giving away this week?
Catherine Steinhauer, who is Kexcrew Melchin on Ravelry, I hope I said that right.
Yes.
Has released a new pattern called Mesia.
Which we're putting on the screen right now.
And it's part of the Embryophytes collection, a collection of shawls inspired by the big groups of plants within the embryophytes, also known as land plants.
Yes. So this is a 4-ply fingering weight shawl, and it's asymmetrical, and the texture of it is inspired by moss, which is one of those kind of plants. What was it?
Embryophytes.
That's it. So
it's just embryo and phyte.
So Catherine gifted a pattern to us, but she also would like to give away a pattern to one of y'all. And so we are going to open a thread in the Ravelry group with the question, what is your favorite plant or flower? Since she's being inspired by plants, we thought that was a good question. So we are going to leave this giveaway open for 2 weeks. So we will close the thread when we are ready to record episode 115, which will go live on November the 20th. So we'll record it on November the 19th. And so if you would like to win the pattern, go to the Ravelry group and answer the question in the thread. It'll be a no chatter thread so that we can easily choose the winner. All right, let's move on to the next segment. And that's the end of the show.
Yay.
Oh, good. I think we both need a nap. Maybe we need caffeine.
Yes, I've been meaning to go to Starbucks this whole week,
I
and I didn't get to do it.
You know what? I almost called you and said, hey, walk to Starbucks and get us coffee and then catch the bus home.
I don't have money.
I know, that's the only reason I didn't do that. So, because you didn't have money with you. Okay, so we're ending the show. Why are we talking about coffee? Pumpkin.
We need it.
We need it. Maybe we should call the Hubs and see if he would bring us coffee. Maybe we'll do that. Okay. So, announcements. Our friend Anna from Toil and Trouble Yarns is hosting a fiber retreat in May 2015 in New Hampshire. And I'm a sponsor of that retreat. So if you are interested in going to a fiber retreat in New Hampshire, you should click on the link in the show notes for more details on how to sign up. The Outlander Cow that I'm co-hosting with the Knitmore Girls and Subway Knits and the Yarngasm podcast is ongoing. We have prizes, but we will talk about that more again closer to the time that Outlander's second half of the season starts up. I'm looking to see what other announcements we have. We're Amazon affiliates, so all the links in our show notes for
Books and movies and stuff.
TV shows, games. I linked Skipbo today. They're all Amazon affiliate links. So if you click on one of those to go to Amazon and then buy something, we get a little percentage of that back. It's not costing you anything extra, but it just helps with any money that comes in that way, either through the Amazon affiliate program or through donations, because we do have a donate button on the website. It's used to pay for shipping of prizes, purchasing of prizes, badges, business cards, all that stuff. Because it is not free to host a podcast. And we love you guys. And we appreciate your support. So if you're going to buy something on Amazon, we would greatly appreciate if you click through our site first. Is that all the announcements?
I think so.
All right. Why don't you tell them something? What are you going to tell them?
Where to find us online.
That's it.
You can find us at geekygirlsnet.blogspot.com. There are links to everywhere else we're online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc.
All right. And with that, I think we'll say goodbye. We will try to find coffee, and maybe we can knit. Wouldn't that be fabulous? Knitting and coffee, two of my favorite things. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Okay. Until next week, we'll say goodbye. Happy knitting. Talk to you next time. Bye.